We're going to do a quick little video here of Bitcoin, which of course is a crypto with a symbol BTC. What we're looking at here is a daily chart of Bitcoin, and we've got three moving averages on here. The green, which you can barely see, is a 5-day, the red is a 20-day, and the blue is a 200-day moving average. We've started back here in this position. We're looking at approximately November of 21, and we're looking at a top of about 69,000 for Bitcoin. And what we're doing first is examining what exactly is going on in the long-term trend of Bitcoin using moving averages, and then we'll get down to the actual price predictions and so forth here in just a minute. If you can take a look at this 200-day moving average, you can see we had just a very broad flattening of the 200-day moving average, which is never a good sign. It's unusual to see this kind of long-term broad top on a 200-day moving average. You can see it's just rolling over, and the price for Bitcoin was oscillating back and forth. That makes it, at this stage of Bitcoin's price trading history, it makes it a dangerous thing to trade and a difficult thing to trade. But if we look at it as we move forward, it put in its top here again around 69,000. It broke decisively again below the 200-day, right around here at this December 30th mark, right here early 2022, then rallied up and tested right here, tested in April the 200-day moving average from the bottom side. When it broke down again, you're in an official firm bear market, and we've been in a bear market ever since. You can see we put in here what I'm going to call right now a temporary bottom in June at around the 17,000 mark roughly. And let's expand this a little bit so we can see it better. We can now see that the market is hugging very tightly our 20-day moving average, and this behavior of the 5 and the 20 is pretty standard. You can see at this point the price got too far below the 20 in this bear market, and it's now come up and is basically hugging a 20 and with a 5-day moving average oscillating around it. Ultimately, what we're doing here is going to come up and test this 200-day moving average. You can see we're right here as we record this on the 13th of August. You can see we're about what is that, roughly 8,000 away from the 200-day moving average. So it's reasonable to expect several things here. The first, it's reasonable to expect that we'll get a test around the September, say 2-3 weeks, right around here, of this 200-day moving average. You can see the 200-day moving average is already starting, the slope is changing, and it's already starting to flatten out a little bit. And that's a result of this horizontal move here and this horizontal move here, and we're starting to affect this long-term 200-day moving average. These kind of moves here with very sharp sell-off and another sideways move like this, these are not necessarily common in the stock market, and it's kind of a little unusual thing to see on a technical chart. But that, nonetheless, that's what's happening. If this was a stock, I would say we definitely get a rally up to here and probably to here around the 34, 35 level. But given the fact that Bitcoin doesn't necessarily trade like a stock, I'm going to say that around the mid-September level, we'll probably get a test of the 30,000 area, maybe the 28,000 area, somewhere around in here, assuming this little rally doesn't sputter out and make a new bottom. We're probably, this is all in my opinion for entertainment purposes only, but we're probably going to drop back down a little bit to the 22-ish, 21-ish, 22-ish area first, and then come up and test this 28, 29, maybe even 30,000 area. And given the way Bitcoin's been trading and not really respecting a 200-day moving average, it wouldn't surprise me if you saw a false breakout like you see right here of the 200. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see Bitcoin close above the 200. Keep in mind, by September, this 200s are probably going to be around the 28,000 mark if things keep going the way they're going. And so a 29 or a 30,000 close on Bitcoin would break the 200-day moving average to the upside. I don't necessarily put that back into I don't think that necessarily indicates it's going back to a bull market, but you have to wait and take a look. But so my best projection for Bitcoin right now is mid-September, or maybe a little later, we get a test of the 30,000 mark. But we're going to get backing and filling, and it's definitely not going to be a straight line. Again, that's all my opinion for entertainment purposes only. Another way to look at this is the way RBAM Research looks at it every day at 7 o'clock in the morning. and that's with our algorithmically generated entry prices. These are for entertainment purposes only. You should never use them to enter the market. You just use them to get an idea what's going on from RBAM's perspective, and use your own judgment always, and not our entry signals. The way these works, we have 1, 2, 5, 10, and 20-day holding periods. These are worst case holding periods, means you close it out at a loss if you haven't made a profit beforehand on each of these holding periods. And if we just take a look here at the 1-day holding period, this was issued for Friday. They're issued every morning, weekday morning, Monday through Friday, nothing on the weekends, either a buy or a short position. Friday we had buys, and the 1-day hold 24.061 and so forth down the line. That means you could have bought this for 24.0161 on Friday and held it for 1 day, closed it out at a profit or a loss depending on what happened. So we issue these every morning at 7 a.m. or before, and you can get them free. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. No credit card required. They're absolutely free. If you wanted to hold for a long period of time, Bitcoin, say 20 days, on Friday, you could have bought at 24.036, assuming your 24,036, assuming your own judgment said it was a good place to buy, and you would hold that particular trade, worst case 20 days, but you would take a profit as soon as you got it. If you didn't get a profit, you would close it out on the 20-day mark. So let's see what happened on the 12th. The low is 23.50 to 23.583. So if you'd have bought that trade, you could have bought it and made a profit already on any one of these. You could have bought and closed out same day, and looks like you could have made 400 points or so forth just by buying on Friday and closing it out on Friday. And that's how this works. You take your profit as soon as you get it. You have a higher probability of getting a profit if you go for a longer holding period, but of course there's no guarantees. You can get these prices as well as 190 stocks, the major forex pairs, and the most liquid futures contracts. We publish them all before 7 a.m. at rbamresearch.com. That's rbamresearch.com. They're absolutely free, no credit card required. You just go to rbamresearch.com, click on the link, and sign up for free. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, please do that. And always remember that everything on here, including the entry prices and all of the discussion, is for entertainment purposes only. It's all opinion, and you definitely trade at your own risk.